Good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Father Tom Daly. I direct the work of the Salesian Center for Faith and Culture, which is very happy to put on this 2013 Kraft lecture for you this evening as the culmination of our Heritage Week of events and activities that celebrate the heritage of Francis de Sales, whose feast day is today, and the academic legacy of the university in his name. Tonight's lecturer has made the trek from Indiana just today. He drove in and will be driving later this evening most of the way towards Washington, D.C. for the pro-life march tomorrow. So we're glad that we could be his pit stop on the way for his undaunted efforts to be with us tonight, for the wise words that he's going to share with us tonight. Please join me in welcoming Bishop Kevin Rhoades.
Marriage as a union of faithful and dissoluble love is based upon the grace that comes from the Trinity, from the triune God who in Christ loved us with a faithful love, even to the cross. You know, today we ought to grasp the full truth of this statement in contrast to the painful reality of many marriages, which unhappily end badly. There's a clear link between the crisis in faith and the crisis in marriage. And as the church has said and witnessed for a long time now, marriage is called to be not only an object, but a subject of the new evangelization. So what the Holy Father is suggesting is that Christian spouses are called to play a significant role in the new evangelization of culture, first and foremost by the witness of their lives. More than ever today, Christian couples are called to become a living gospel, radiating the love and communion for which we are all created, a communion which so many men and women in our culture seek but do not find because they have not found Christ. It's His grace and His gospel that make it possible, that make possible the love and communion for which modern men and women are seeking and thirsting. And the church remains deeply convinced that the hopes that men and women rightly place in marriage are only capable of being fulfilled through a wholehearted acceptance of the gospel. Married couples who live their vocation with joy and fidelity and generosity, committed to the plan of God, and conscious of their dependence on His grace, evangelize by their example. Not only do they evangelize their own children, but their extended family, their friends, their children's friends, their fellow parishioners, their neighbors, members of the wider community, and eventually their grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And this is the way God planned it to be, because we're all connected to one another in time and space, and why marriage has always been understood and upheld as an indispensable institution, which for better or for worse is intimately linked to the well-being of society as a whole. A Christian family that faithfully lives its identity as the domestic church, the church of the home, ensures that all the family members receive a broad and deep formation in the gospel and in those virtues which are the linchpins of life in Christ. Now, this in itself is a significant investment in the new evangelization. Imagine if all Catholic parents were forming their families as domestic churches. John Paul, in his visit to the United States in '95, said, "Where God is honored, His law is respected, prayer is a normal event, virtue is transmitted by word and example, and everyone shares the hopes, the problems, and sufferings of everyone else." This is a domestic church. All this is not, he said, to advocate a return to some outdated style of living. It is to return to the roots of human development and human happiness. And the Synod of Bishops this past October reaffirmed the crucial role of the Christian family as the primary agent of evangelization. Established by the sacrament of matrimony, The Christian family, as the domestic church, is the locus and first agent in the giving of life and love, the transmission of faith, and the formation of the human person according to the values of the gospel.